What up, everybody? It's Casper. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that I had no idea that another movie was made like this in the year. Making another one for next year. Basically 3 type of movies relating the same topic, but I would say different. So the movie I ended up seeing and got recommended was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Let's get straight to it. So with this movie right here, they already made another Pinocchio movie, and that movie was with Tom Hanks. That's a Disney movie. I got recommended this movie, so once again, shout out to my brother for this recommendation. It caught my eye, the fact that they already have another Pinocchio movie. They have this one, the one I got recommended, and I think they're making another one. So the movie Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is on Netflix. It's a 2022 film. It's rated PG, and it's an hour and 57 minutes. It's starred by Ewan, McGregor, David Bradley, Gregory, Mann. Those are like the main people in the movie. There's other actors in the movie as well who are doing voiceovers who are low-key. To Ron Perlman, John Turturro, Finn Wolfhard, Tim Blake Nelson. So that was a pretty shocker right there. So this movie, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, other things I heard about it was that the reviews and the critics talking about it was absolutely outstanding in senses of the storyline is very, very good. It's like an animated type, like clay looking type of movie. I'll say that also caught my eye when they were describing it. So I'll start off in the beginning. The whole atmosphere and how the movie started was very beautiful. It was shot well, and just design, I don't know how the animation was on that. I still got to do my background research on just how they made this movie, because it gave me a sense of like Robot Chicken / Chicken Run vibes, and the way they were moving in the movie. You could see some like loading parts where it looked like it was like loading from a computer, but it wasn't something that bugged me. It was just one of those things that shocked me, and just senses of like, man, there was a lot of work and time, like so much patient time to put in this movie. The beginning caught my eye in that sense, and how the characters were moving. There are scenes in this movie where it's underwater, and I think the animation, the design on that, I think it's more of a computer design. Like I said, I had to do more of the research so I could say what it really is, but it gave me more of the Nemo type of feel when they're in the water, just how the characters looked in there, how the water was hitting the characters. Also to mention, this is like in Italy during the war as well, so they put it around that environment, atmosphere. There was like scenes in there when they're in a church, there was fire when the church blew up. I thought the way they designed, the way how the fire looked and the animation on that, I thought that was really good. The voice acting in the movie, all on point. The feel for me is like I'm watching like some movie from all the way out there, from across the world. That's the vibe I got. Another thing I want to point out, I like how the movie had real emotion that reaches out to the audience. Like I said, with the voice acting and the lines that were in this movie, man, the writers in this movie did a very good job putting out short sentences to know what an emotion felt, and they got to their point very well. This movie did good on just knowing that, man, a person or a character is going through it. When Geppetto loses Carlo, you can see that he's really going through it, kind of like feeling for the dude, and the way he was presented after Carlo, passed away, did a really good job of just showing real emotion. The cricket is played by Ewan McGregor. Cricket introduction, very on point. Another character that was doing his own thing, and I like how his flow into the movie fit very well. It's a cricket trying to find a place to live. He's a writer, speaks very good, proper. When he sees Geppetto crying in the tree, I thought the interaction and how that scene was set up, everything was played very well. Everything was great in that scene. Super hilarious, I would say. One of those characters that you couldn't wait to see again when he was back on the screen. Every character in this movie was on point and stood out in their own way, which held the movie. So it wasn't like each character did better than another. Every character played his role. You were happy they were back on camera. It was nothing forced. This movie had really good humor, and it did make me laugh. Shout out to the funny scenes on there. When they introduced Pinocchio, how Pinocchio looked in the movie, I would say that was pretty normal, and it fit voice actor who played him. The voice of Pinocchio fit very well. Just made you feel for Pinocchio. Seeing the growth of Pinocchio in this movie, something you connect with, very surprisingly. This right here does follow the original Pinocchio story, but it's more of like its little twist. I really like how it just went straight forward into the story. There wasn't no background detail on the characters before the movie started. It went straight into to just what happened with Pinocchio and Geppetto. It is a PG rated movie, so it didn't bore me at all. It did have a kids feel type of vibe because it is PG, but it seemed maybe like a PG-13. The timing of the movie is perfect. There is lines that you have to pay attention and hear Geppetto and Pinocchio talk, and I think that talk is very entertaining, and the lines in there keep you connected with the character a lot. This is definitely a movie to watch with other people, with a friend, or watch, you know, with the family. And the end of the movie was just like that emphasis. There's just so much going on, and some like mind twists in the end of the movie that made you like, want to keep focused. There's a lot of emotion, like I said, in this movie that you connect with. But when you got emotion and trying to figure things out, that keeps you really high in tune with the movie. So they did a good job on that. End of the movie, like I was saying, the narrating made it on point. Those feels type of movie. End of the movie, they left you kind of wondering like what ends up happening to Pinocchio. I like those type of movies where the movie leaves you like, oh, this probably happened to that character, or this happened. Keeps you daydreaming. But I have to get familiar with Guillermo del Toro's work. He's worked on a lot of stuff, so shout out for this movie right here. After my first watching Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.